Good morning, students. This is the next topic, that is formula to calculate hybridization. That means by using formula we can calculate hybridization of the molecule. That formula is P is equal to G plus M minus C by 2 over R V plus M minus C by 2, either G or V, where P is equal to number of electron pairs, G equal to group number of central atom, or V equal to valency electrons of the central atom. M is equal to number of monovalent atoms. Monovalent means if an atom forms only one bond with the central atom, that is called monovalent atoms. Except oxygen, all surrounding atoms are considered as monovalent atoms. I repeat this point, listen carefully. Except oxygen atom, all surrounding atoms, not central atom, all surrounding atoms considered as monovalent atoms. C is equal to charge. And what about P, number of electron pairs? Nothing but number of lone pairs plus bond pairs. That means if you know electron pairs, automatically you will get P value, nothing but hybridization value. So if you discuss example, then we will get clear idea. So here example, for example, take CH4. In case of CH4, what is the formula? P equal to G plus M minus C by 2. Apply these conditions. G is what? Group number of central atom or valence electrons of central atom here. So here central atom is what? Carbon. Its group number is 4. Number of valence electrons is how much? 4. 4 plus. What is M value? M value is what? Means number of monovalent atoms. What I told you. Except oxygen atom, all surrounding atoms are considered as monovalent atoms. So here 4 hydrogens are present, so 4 hydrogens are considered as monovalent atoms. So 4 plus 4 minus, in this molecule there is no charge, so charge is 0. 4 plus 4 minus 0 by 2, total 8 by 2, total 4. If 4 is present, then its hybridization is sp3. If suppose 3 is there, that is sp2. If 2 is there, sp. If 5 is there, sp3d. You should think like that. Next, here one more formula is there, that is number of lone pairs is equal to P minus number of surrounding atoms. Number of lone pairs equal to P minus number of surrounding atoms. Here number of P value how much? 4. 4 minus 4 how much? 0. That means in this molecule hybridization is sp3 and there is no lone pairs around central atom. sp3 with 0 lone pair shape is what? Tetrahedral. That's it. Next, one more example, NH3, that is ammonia. In this case P is equal to what is the valence electron? How many valence electrons present in nitrogen? 5. 5 plus 3 are monovalent atoms. 3 minus 0 by 2, 8 by 2. Here P value is 4, that means sp3 hybridization. Here how many lone pairs? Lone pairs equal to P minus number of surrounding atoms. 4 minus surrounding atoms, how many here? 3. 4 minus 3, that means 1. That means in NH3 hybridization is sp3 but lone pair is 1. To the difference of one lone pair, its shape is what? Pyramidal. We discussed already shapes, lone pairs, hybridization in previous video. These are applications. Next, one more example, H2O. In this case oxygen is central atom. In that oxygen how many valence electrons? 6. 6 plus how many is what is the value of M2? 6 plus 2 minus 0 by 2, 8 by 2, 4, total is sp3. Lone pair is equal to P minus number of surrounding atoms. 4 minus 2, so 2. Shape is what? Angular. Why? If sp3 having 2 lone pairs, then that comes under angular shape. Next, NH4 plus. NH4 plus, in this case Nitrogen is the central atom, hydrogens are surrounding atoms. 5 plus m value how much? 4. Here charge is plus 1, so that minus in is minus 1 by 2, total 8 by 2, that means 4 sp3. How many lone pairs? Lone pairs equal to p minus number of surrounding atoms, that means p4 minus surrounding atoms how much? 4. 4 minus 4 0, that means shape is what? Tetrahedral. Next case, SO4 minus 2, p equal to g plus m minus c by 2. That means G is what? Central group number of sulfur how much? 6 plus. Here oxygens are present. Oxygen should not consider as what? Monovalent atoms. These are divalent because oxygen used to form double bonds. That is why it is called oxygen used to form two bonds. That is why it is not considered as monovalent. So that 6 plus 0 plus here charge is minus 2. So minus of minus 2 plus 2. Total 8 by 2 equal to 4. So lone pairs how much? P minus number of surroundings, that means 4 minus 4 0. So sp3 with 0 lone pair tetrahedral. Next one more example, that is SCl4. Here sulfur is the central atom, 6 plus surrounding atoms 4, that means m value 4 minus 0 by 2, total 5. sp3d lone pairs p minus 5 minus 4, that means 1. So sp3d with 1 lone pair shape is what? Seesaw. Next XeO2F2. In that case, xenon is the central atom. How many valence electrons? 8. 8 plus here we should not consider oxygen numbers because oxygen is surrounding atom, we should not consider it. Fluorine is how much? 2. 8 plus 2 by 2, charge is, there is no charge, so 8 plus 2 minus 0 by 2, total value 5. Lone pairs 5 minus 4 1. So sp3d with 1 lone pair shape is what? Seesaw. Next XeOF4. In this case 8 valence 8 plus, here we should not consider oxygen because that is surrounding atom. 8 plus 4 minus 0 by 2, 8 plus 4 by 2, 12 by 2 is equal to 6. 6 minus 5 1 by 5 4 of 4 fluorines plus 1 oxygen, total 5. Shape is square pyramidal. Next PO4 minus 3. In that case, phosphorus central atom contains how many valence electrons? 5. 5 plus your oxygen 0. 5 plus 0 minus of minus 3 plus 3 by 2. 8 by 2 p is equal to 4. 4 minus 4 tetrahedral. So like that we can calculate hybridization and lone pairs. Automatically we get shape of the molecule. Here one important point is there. If you take C2H4, in that case two central atoms are present. In that case we cannot use this formula p equal to g plus m minus c by 2. We cannot use this formula. Thus this formula can be used when the molecule contains only one central atom. I repeat this point once again. This formula can be used when molecule contains only one central atom. In such cases we cannot use this formula. Then how can we find the hybridization in such cases? By drawing structures. Structure is what? C double bond C H H H H. So carbon forms double bond, so sp2. Here also sp2. So sp2 shape means what? Trigonal planar. That's it. Next here some more points are there regarding two species. They are NH3 and H2O. These are actually according to valency bond theory, both are having sp3 hybridizations. Both should have tetrahedral according to valency bond theory. Both should have tetrahedral, but it is pyramidal, it is angular. Why? It contains one lone pair, it contains two lone pairs. Actually it should have 109 degrees 28 minutes. It also should have 109 degrees 28 minutes because sp3 tetrahedral, but it has 107 degrees, it has 103 degrees. So what is the point here? Due to the presence of one lone pair in NH3, its bond angle reduces from 109 degrees 28 to 107. Here, due to the presence of two lone pairs, here bond angle reduces from 109 degrees 28 minutes to 103 degrees. So what is the point here? If lone pairs increases, bond angle decreases. See, actually this is the shape of tetrahedral. If tetrahedral shape is there, its bond angle is how much? 109 degrees 28. But due to the presence of one lone pair, what happens? These bonds comes close to each other because lone pair repulsions are more. I told you already in case of Vesper theory. So automatically these bonds comes close to each other. Automatically this bond angle somehow decreases. If two lone pairs are present, then automatically again these bonds comes close to each other. Again bond angle will decrease. So due to the presence of lone pairs, what happens? Bond angle decreases. If lone pairs increases, bond angle decreases. So these two are applications of Vesper theory. These are applications of Vesper theory. So what is the point here? What is the question here? Why ammonia molecule having pyramidal shape instead of tetrahedral? So what is the answer? According to valence bond theory, ammonia having sp3 hybridization, so it should have tetrahedral and it should have 109 degrees 28 minutes bond angle. But due to the presence of one lone pair of electrons around nitrogen in ammonia, its bond angle reduces to 107 degrees from 109 degrees 28 minutes. Same in case of H2 also. Two lone pairs are present, so again its bond angle reduces. These are the applications of Vesper theory. Next topic here is bond parameters. Bond parameters means we will discuss about 4 characters. They are bond length, bond energy, bond angle, bond order. First one is bond length. Bond length means the internuclear distance between two atoms is called bond length. Internuclear distance between two atoms. See, when two atoms forms bond, this is nucleus of one atom, this is nucleus of another atom, this is internuclear distance. Then this bond is this length is called bond length. This bond length is measured in angstroms. This bond length is measured in what? Angstroms, or nanometers or picometers. Nanometers, picometers. Next, here one important point is there. As S character decreases or P character increases, then bond length increases. If P character increases, automatically S character decreases, then bond length increases. Why? Because S orbital shape is spherical, P orbital shape is dumbbell. P character increases means its size of the orbital increases. Then automatically its P orbital has a directional nature. Automatically its molecule, its bond length also somehow more. But in case of S orbital, it doesn't take place. Why? Because S orbital having spherical shape. Even orbital shape increases, it has no direction, so it cannot influence bond length. Next, due to the presence of lone pairs, the bond length increases. Correct. This is a very important point. Due to the presence of lone pairs, the bond length increases. Why? Lone pairs cause more repulsions. When repulsions takes place, automatically the bonded atoms moves apart from lone pairs. I repeat that point. If lone pairs present, then automatically the bonded atoms or bond pair of electrons moves apart from lone pair. In that process, bond length is somehow increases. Next, as the number of bonds between two atoms increases, then bond length decreases. So these are what characteristics of bond length. As the number of bonds between two atoms increases, so in case of CC, bond length is 1.54 angstroms. In case of C double bond C, bond length is 1.34. In case of C triple bond C, bond length is 1.2 angstroms. So what is the point here? As the number of bonds between two atoms increases, then bond length decreases. Because when here one bond is present, here two bonds are present, that means these two atoms comes close to each other compared to here. Here three bonds are present, that means these two bonds are comes close to each other compared to here. Automatically bond length reduces. Next one, bond energy. Bond energy means the energy is required to break the bond between two atoms is called bond energy. It is expressed in electron volts per atom or kilojoules per mole. As the bond length increases, then bond energy decreases. If length is more, it is very difficult to break, it is very easy to break. So what is the relation between bond length and bond energy? Inverse relation. If bond length is more, bond energy is less. Next, number of lone pairs increases, bond energy decreases. Because number of lone pairs increases, bond length also increases, but bond energy decreases. Next, as S character decreases or P character increases, bond energy decreases. Why? If P character increases, automatically bond length increases. Here I discussed that point, but bond energy decreases. So between bond length and bond energy, inversely relation is there. Next, one more point here. As this bond between two atoms increases, then bond energy also increases. Correct. Here one bond is there, here two bonds are present, here three bonds. So here in which case bonds are more? In this case bonds are more. Automatically bond energy will be more. Bond energy means bond energy is required to break the bond. So what is the point here? As the bonds between two atoms increases, then bond energy also increases. That is about bond energy. Next one, bond angle. The angle between two adjacent sigma bonds is called bond angle. As S character decreases or P character increases, then bond angle decreases. How can we say that? See, if you see these examples, then you will get clear idea. In case of sp bond angle 180, in case of sp2 bond angle 120, in case of sp3 bond angle 109 degrees 28 minutes. Here S character is how much? 50, here 33, here 30, 25, here 25. Here P character 50, here P character 66, here P character 75. If you observe these points, what happened? Bond angle reduces, but S character reduces, P character increases. So what is the point here? As S character decreases or P character increases, then bond angle decreases. If you observe these 3 points, then you will get a clear idea. Next, as the lone pairs increases, then bond angle decreases. I told you in case of H2, 2 lone pairs, so bond angle is 103. But in case of NH3, 1 lone pair, bond angle is 107. Both are having sp3, but bond angles are different due to difference in lone pairs. So this is all about bond angle. Next, bond order. Bond order means the number of bonds between two atoms is called bond order. That's it. The number of bonds between two atoms, if 2 bonds are present, then bond order is 2. If 3 bonds are present, then bond order is 3. If n bonds are present, then bond order is n. Between bond order and bond length, inversely relation is there. Why? Because bond order increases with increasing bond energy, but bond energy increases with the decreasing bond length. So between bond energy and bond order, directly relation, but between bond order and bond length, inverse relation. Next, if bond energy increases, automatically stability increases. So this is all about bond parameters.